Interesting case out of Michigan. A Detroit judge is back in the headlines after he detained a teenage girl in his courtroom last week. She was there on a field trip and fell asleep. The judge stood by his decision, though, to put her in handcuffs and an orange jumpsuit as a way to, quote, scare her straight. And now her family is suing. So joining us now is Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. And I know you have a lot to say about this because you were a former chief magistrate in Mecklenburg County. What do you make of the reasoning of the judge's actions here?
I can't make anything of it. I'm confused. I lived in Michigan for 7 years. I'm very familiar with the 36th district. That's where this happened in Michigan, Wayne County, where Detroit is. A lot of funny things happens in that courthouse, I should say. But by all means, this is tops most of the things I've ever heard coming out of there. I mean, typically you want to, if you're on a Scared Straight program, your parents are going to sign a permission to authorize you to go on some type of program like that. I mean, we're talking about kids. I got 4 kids. I wouldn't want my child to be draped in prison clothes or jail clothes. I wouldn't want her to be placed in handcuffs or detained in any capacity, regardless of what's happening. And this kid wasn't even acting crazy. She was just sleeping. And so I know you're trying to prove a point, but there's probably better ways you can do it, specifically ways that don't traumatize a kid, don't put them in a situation where now you've turned yourself into a story, and maybe any lessons that you were attempting to show this kid are thrown out of the window because now the story is stuck. And you stood on it 10 toes down, making it seem like there was nothing wrong with it, which probably amplified the parents' need to want to file a claim. Because at the end of the day, if he would have owned it and said I was wrong, they probably would have let it go.
Well, yeah, and for some kids who might have been on that field trip, you know, that's their first exposure to the justice system and having that experience, not necessarily a positive one. And so the family did file that suit, and they say that the judge acted outside of his scope of authority.
100%. I mean, when you're in those situations, you have a limited ability as a judicial official to put someone in custody. First of all, if you hold them in contempt because you're unable to continue your hearing. And so I just can't hold you in contempt because I don't like the dress that you're wearing today. You know what? You're in contempt right now. It doesn't work like that. We still have rules. I mean, the court is supposed to be held to a higher standard. And so for the judge to think that he can just make her do whatever he wants, yes, that's his domain. Yes, that's his castle. When you walk in there, you have to show decorum. You have to be respectful. You have to make sure that you show deference to the court. But at the end of the day, he can't hold someone that hasn't done anything wrong. Sleeping is not within that process of not being able to conduct your hearing. Did she get disrespectful? That's what the reports will say. Was she not paying attention? That's what the reports say. But there's a number of ways that he could have handled this that were within the legal realm for him to do it. Now he's got himself in a situation where he can put his law license on this lawsuit is going to open up not just a Pandora's box, but a can of worms that he may not be able to stuff in there. And this is extremely unfortunate because, as you mentioned, this is your first interaction with the legal system. You don't want this to be a negative situation. Yeah, you want to ensure that they take it serious. Yeah, you want them to be understanding that this is a vital portion of our civil process. But you don't want them to be a part of the process while coming to view the process.
Yeah, we know he was removed from his docket, so we'll see if there's any other disciplinary action that he could face.
I hope so, quickly.
All right, Khalif, thank you.